She was running, not from a stranger, but from someone she had kissed, lived with, and trusted. This is True Crime Chronicles. Here we review to you what is going on within our community. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. Let's go into the matter. At 6:59 a.m., on an ordinary sidewalk in Brooklyn, her bare feet hit the pavement. She didn't have time to grab shoes or scream. Behind her was Gabriel Sanchez, her boyfriend, her killer. The night before, he told someone, "I don't trust her anymore." Less than 8 hours later, that mistrust ended in murder. Caught on a doorbell camera. One shot to the back, a body dropped to the concrete, and then silence. What happened next was over in seconds. One more shot, to his own head. A murder-suicide, broad daylight, in front of homes, families, strangers. But this wasn't about sudden rage. This wasn't a one-time argument gone wrong. What the camera captured was only the final page of a story that had been writing itself for years. A story with signs ignored, a violent past hidden behind charm, a woman who tried to leave, and a man who made sure she couldn't. What brought Selena Ramos to that moment, barefoot, terrified, alone, wasn't just mistrust. It was fear. It was a history she may have known pieces of, but not all. Because Gabriel had secrets, and the justice system had already failed to stop him more than once. But the most terrifying part? It wasn't just that he pulled the trigger. It's that no one stopped him before he did. Her name was Selena Ramos, 32 years old, a Bronx native, a mother, a sister, a friend. She worked hard, kept her circle close, and just months before her death, she was trying to start over. His name was Gabriel de Jesus Sanchez, 41, the man she loved, the man she lived with, the man who would become her killer. On the morning of February 11th, 2025, just after sunrise, on Jefferson Avenue in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, a neighbor's Ring doorbell camera captured what no one should ever see. Selena is seen running across the sidewalk. Behind her, Gabriel walks, arms steady, gun in hand. She falls. He fires. Within seconds, he turns the weapon on himself, and 2 lives are gone. By 7 a.m., police were taping off the sidewalk. By 8 a.m., the footage had gone viral. But by then, it was already too late. To the public, it looked like another domestic tragedy. But the reality was far worse. Because Gabriel had a record, Selena had been scared, and someone had known. She had a bright future. He had a violent past. This is the story of how control, mistrust, and hidden rage led to a murder caught on camera. This sets the emotional tone and lays the groundwork for the chronological story arc. Selena Ramos was a private person, quiet, hardworking, determined, holding down a day job in Brooklyn and quietly building a life she could be proud of. She wasn't perfect, but she had goals. Friends remember her for gentle strength, always smiling even during late shifts or long hours. Gabriel de Jesus Sanchez, 41, had a different story. Records show 9 prior arrests. In 2017, one fine line was crossed when he sent explicit photos to a minor. His name appeared in court documents, yet never fully reached the public eye. In private, their relationship showed cracks. Neighbors overheard loud fights late at night. One recalled, they'd argue late at night sometimes. But no one expected this. Gabriel's temper had moments. Selena pushed back. He watched her phone. He questioned every text. She joked with co-workers. He demanded to know who. To the outside world, they were a couple. But inside, trust was already broken. February 11th, 2025, 6:50 a.m., another fight inside their apartment. Words rose. The argument overwhelmed her. Selena grabbed her coat and ran. 7 a.m., barefoot, she raced down Jefferson Avenue. Police later confirmed it. She was trying to get away fast. Gabriel followed, a .38 caliber revolver in his hand. The lens of the Ring camera captured all. Her fall, then the flash of the shot. He didn't just strike once. After she dropped, he raised the gun to his own head. Neighbors reported hearing 2 loud pops and then silence. At 7:30 a.m., the NYPD arrived to a scene no one could unsee. 2 bodies, blood on concrete, Horror in broad daylight. Detectives worked quickly. Gabriel's revolver lay beside him. No note. No plea. No explanations. The ring footage time-stamped everything. It became the piece no lawyer could defend. Friends told police the fights had gotten worse. Whispered reports emerged. Police had been called before, though no public records show domestic calls. The investigation didn't unearth a confession, but brutal facts remained. Selena ran, and he shot her in the back. No defense of self was possible. No remorse. Only two final statements, marked forever in silenced echoes. Gabriel Sanchez, 41, legally a stranger to many, quiet, unassuming. To Selena, someone controlling, jealous. He once stalked and threatened an ex over a year before the murder. His past contained hints. Legal arrests, social media fixation, unchecked obsession. But to her, he said just enough to keep her near. He said he loved her, but only on his terms. When she tried to set boundaries, it broke him. If I can't have you, no one can. That intention, final and unforgiving, became reality. It happened in less than 10 seconds. The footage, captured by a silent doorbell camera, will become the final record of Selena Ramos' life. At exactly 7 o'clock and 8 seconds a.m., the lens clicks on. You see her first, barefoot, coat barely clinging to her shoulders. She's running. Fast. Not toward anyone, just away. Then, Gabriel Sanchez appears in the frame. Clutching a revolver. He doesn't call out. He doesn't yell her name. There is no hesitation. One shot. She falls forward, her body slumping into the sidewalk. The frame stutters. A blur. Then stillness. For a second, he just stands there, looking down at her. And then, without a word, he lifts the gun again and fires. There were no final words. No epalegi. Just silence and death. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't a moment of confusion. It was cold, intentional, and final. This was a murder-suicide. Evidence at the scene, including doorbell footage, confirms the female victim was attempting to flee. The suspect pursued her with a firearm and discharged one round into her back before taking his own life. He didn't chase her to talk. He didn't want answers. He didn't need closure. He chased her to end her. And just like that, whatever future Selena had built, every plan, every day she tried to push through was gone. She ran barefoot into the morning, trying to escape the man who once said he loved her. To the world, it looked like another domestic dispute turned deadly. But what many didn't see was that this wasn't a sudden snap. This ending had been building. The evidence was there. It always is. The question is, why didn't anyone stop it? The gunshot echoed down Jefferson Avenue, but the silence afterward was even louder. There were no press conferences, no heartfelt tributes from the family, no televisita funeral. Selena Ramos was gone, and those who knew her stayed quiet. Her family never made a major public statement, maybe out of grief, maybe out of disbelief, or maybe because no words could describe the horror of watching someone you love trust the wrong person until it was too late. She ran for her life, and he made sure no one could save her. The community was shaken, not just because of what happened, but because it was preventable. Gabriel Sanchez had a history. He wasn't a stranger to law enforcement. He had been arrested 9 times. In 2017, police charged him with sending explicit material to a minor. He was known to be controlling, possessive, volatile, and yet he was free to walk the streets, free to buy a gun, free to get close to someone like Selena. There was no court order in place, no official protective filing, and no system that caught him before he pulled the trigger. This wasn't just one couple's tragedy. It was part of something larger, something systemic. Every year, thousands of women report warning signs, threats, harassment, obsession, and yet too often, it ends like this: a memorial on the sidewalk, and a community asking why. In the U.S., more than 1 in 3 women experience intimate partner violence. Every day, on average, 3 women are murdered by a current or former partner. If you or someone you know is in danger, please call the National Domestic Violence. Help is available. You're not alone. Selena never got the chance to ask for help. Or maybe she did, and no one listened loud enough. Her story shouldn't be forgotten, not just because of how she died, but because of what it tells us about who we fail to protect. What if someone had called earlier? What if a neighbor had spoken up about the screaming at night? What if Gabriel had been held accountable for his past arrests, especially the ones that showed clear patterns of control and manipulation? What if the system had flagged the signs before it was too late? And what if Selena had gotten away just seconds faster? But there were no second chances, no reset button, only a sidewalk, stained with the final moments of a woman who trusted the wrong person, and a man who couldn't stand to let her go. Was justice ever really possible in this case? Or was it already too late? If you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, don't wait. Trust your instincts. Speak up. Document everything. Call someone. You might not get another chance. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think this could have been prevented? Was this a failure of the system? Or something deeper? Let us know in the comments. Let your voice be heard. White heavy checkmark subscribe to Crime Chronicle for more real stories behind the headlines. Bell hit the bell so you never miss a case. L, in memory of Selena Ramos, 1992 to 2025. May her story not be forgotten.